What's going on, guys? I've got here a 2007 Toyota Camry here, and I'm going to use this car to point out to you the location of the many different fuses for the operation of the power windows and the power locks. So to start with, let's head under the hood. Here we will find a fuse puller, some spare fuses, as well as a few important fuses for the power windows and power locks. So we push on this tab here and lift up, and there may be another tab that you have to lift up on here as well. On the back of the cover, you will find spare fuses and a fuse puller. So let's take a look at what we have here. Not too much going on. We've got a door number 1 fuse, which is going to be a 25 amp fuse located right here. Power from this fuse is important because it's used for the door lock system. There's another fuse here, a 10 amp fuse. Power from this fuse is actually used for both the power locks and the power windows. So it sends power to the computer that is in charge of that. Now let's head back inside the car and I'll show you some more fuses. There's also a relay that's important for the windows. So the fuse box is going to be down here by your feet. I suggest putting your parking brake on. That will make it easier to get to these fuses. So there is a cover right here that we have to remove. You do that by simply hooking in behind this little tab and pulling down. It'll just pop off like so. Now I'm first going to go over some of the smaller fuses. Just like the other fuses we've checked, these fuses are sending power to various modules and switches that control the locks and the windows. So we've got a 7.5 amp fuse here, got another one right next to it. Check those out. And there's also 2 10 amp fuses here and here for us to check. Now there are larger fuses, these 2 25 amp fuses here and here, as well as both of these fuses here and here. The role of those fuses is to send power to the actual window motors and the switches on the doors. Now, what's important to keep in mind is if these fuses are good, you still want to check to see if they're receiving power. So you can check that by using the exposed metal on the fuse with a voltmeter or a test light. See if these fuses are getting energized when the key is in the on position. If you do not see power coming in at those fuses when the key is turned on, you may have a failure in the power relay. So the power relay is actually located in through here. I believe to actually remove it, you'll have to unbolt some stuff. But it is a small relay that is located. Let's see if I can get a good angle on it. So the relay is actually located in between 2 larger relays. So we can just barely see it through here. It's that blue relay that I'm pointing at. That is your power relay. And what it's supposed to do is when the car's turned on, that relay energizes and it sends power to those large 25 amp fuses for the window motors. Further troubleshooting beyond that, one thing that I can think to say is every time you open and close the door, you're flexing the wires that carry power and ground to the switches and the motors. And over time, those wires can break. So one quick and easy thing you can do is you can hold the switch in a certain position, and while you're holding that switch, you can open and close the door. If there's any position at which you can place the door where the window starts to respond, then you know that you may have an issue with the wiring there. Beyond that, you're gonna have to start popping off door panels and checking out to see if the motors are getting power and a ground and all that. So yeah, I hope this information was helpful for you and a good starting point in troubleshooting the power locks and the power windows on your Toyota Camry. If you have any questions or any advice, please feel free to chime in below. Thanks for watching.